Hello, my group is presenting about Rudolf Steiner, who is the founder of Waldorf School. He is called as a Renaissance man in 20th century. The word Renaissance is from the historical period from 14th to 16th century based on humanism. There were intellectual revolutions. Steiner was very talented in every field like a genius, so-called Renaissance man. Steiner, who is he? Steiner was born on February 27, 1861 in Krajewicz, Austrian-Hungarian Empire, but most of the time he had stayed in Germany. He studied science, math, literature, and philosophy in Technical University in Vienna. He was the expert of every scholastic field. His knowledge was the base of his educational philosophy, understanding human being. He was a researcher, educator, philosopher, writer, scientist, and artist. So Albert Schweitzer described the meeting with Steiner as, "My meeting with Rudolf Steiner led me to occupy myself with him from that time forth and to remain always aware of his significance. We both felt the same obligation to lead man once again to true inner culture. I have rejoiced at the achievements his great personality and his profound humanity have brought about in the world." Steiner, the Renaissance man. Association of Waldorf Education states, Steiner, a truly Renaissance man, developed a way of thinking that he applied to different aspects of what it means to be human. Over a period of 40 years, he formulated and taught a path of inner development, or spiritual research he called anthroposophy. From what he learned, he gave practical indications for nearly every field of human endeavor: art, architecture, drama, science, education, agriculture, medicine, economics, religion, care of dying, social organization. There is almost no field he did not touch. Historical and political background. From 1914 to 1918, there had been the First World War. The Austro-Hungarian heir Ferdinand assassinated in Sarajevo, and it was the beginning of the war. Germany was defeated in the war. It is clear that everyone had suffered by economic hardship after the war. There were hyperinflation, unstable social status, and demonstrations of people. The German Empire was fallen and new republic was started. To overcome the catastrophic situation in post-World War Germany, Steiner suggested the threefold social order: the gradual independence of culture, politics, and economy in the society. He tried to change the hard society with social reformation.
So about Steiner believes it means knowledge about human beings. Anthroposophy is a human retained spiritual philosophy that reflect and speak to the best deep spiritual question of humanity, to our base artistic need to relate to the world out of scientific attitude of mind, and to need to develop a relation to the world in complete freedom and based on completely individual judgment and decisions. So philosophy based on the primers that the humans intellect has the ability to contact spiritual world. So Steiner influence to the world is Steiner was influenced to every field. Like, he was not only as an educator but also an artist, philosopher, architect, economist, and social reformer.
Okay, now how does Steiner affect early childhood education? After World War I was ended on November 1918, the society circumstances was chaotic in Germany. On April 1919, Rudolf Steiner held a lecture that to share his idea about societal transformation in the direction of independence of the economic, governmental, and cultural realms, known as social scaffolding for the workers of the Waldorf Astoria cigarette factory in Stuttgart, Germany. On the following day, the owner and the managing director of the factory, Emil Mott, announced his decision to set up such a school for his factory workers' children and asked Steiner to be the school's pedagogical consultant. The name Waldorf thus comes from the factory which hosted the first school. In September 1919, the first independent Waldorf school opened. The goal of Waldorf education is to inspire lifelong learning in all students and to enable them to fully develop their unique capacities. Waldorf education is also holistic. It means to awaken the physical, behavioral, emotional, cognitive, social, and spiritual aspects of each child and foster their creative and inquisitive thoughts. Waldorf educators are dedicated to spark children's inner enthusiasm for learning. This eliminates the need for competitive testing, academic placement, and rewards to motivate learning. It helps engender the capacity for joyful lifelong learning. In Waldorf schools, all courses, including art, music, gardening, and foreign languages as essential courses, are for experiencing. Through these experiences, Waldorf students cultivate their intellectual, emotional, physical, and spiritual capacities to be individuals of their past and to serve for the world. In Waldorf school, there is a performance art named eurythmy. It combines dance, speech, and music to provide individuals and classes with a sense of integration and harmony. Waldorf education emphasizes that children learn from their own real experience instead of teaching them the knowledge from textbooks. Waldorf schools have anthroposophy designed by Steiner as a curriculum. The aim of anthroposophy is to develop mental faculties of spiritual discovery through a mode of thought independent of sensory experience. In Waldorf schools, anthroposophy is responsive to the development in childhood and nurturing of children's imaginations and help to encourage creativity and free thinking. Currently, there are over 1,000 Waldorf schools in 60 countries. Based on Steiner's anthroposophy, the first Canfield community was founded by Dr. Ken Koenig, an Austrian pediatrician and educator, in 1939. Canfield is an international movement of communities designed to meet the needs of children, youth, and adults with developmental disabilities through a combination of community life, the arts, education, and work on the land. There are over 100 Canfield communities worldwide and 3 in Canada at present.
Connections to early education today. Steiner approach emphasizes creating lovely warmth and guidance atmosphere. The educators provide unhurried and creative environment where children find joy in learning. They're free to discover and explore on their own, and when they have difficulty in play, the educators will listen to them and help them to solve their problems. Provide age-appropriate curriculums. Educators understand child development in a unique way. The curriculum are based on exactly what's happening in the child development of physical and emotional, and also in the development of the child consciousness. The teacher prepares different life forces that are released at specific times of what a child can do. Respecting every child's individual journey. Focus on the processes of life rather than on learning outcomes. Instead of teaching them knowledge, they provide materials and the realistic situation in the environment for children to practice and gain experience. They volume the children's work to form the theory. Loving interest in and acceptance of each child. Providing opportunities for children to do self-initiated play. Initiated play is when a child learns new things. They start to play with their new capacities, practicing and testing the skills until they tackle more and more difficult tasks. Open-ended toys made from the natural materials like silk scarves, wooden blocks, and from natural work nourish the child's developing senses. The creative play is the child's most important developmental tool to discover new skills, work with experiences. Who was Steiner influenced by? Steiner was influenced by a lot of philosophers. Most of them are German classicism writers and idealism philosophers. Both of the two philosophies have interest toward human being and spirit. I focus on Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. He was born in 1749 and died in 1832. Steiner was strongly inspired by Goethe's humanity's potential for spiritual development in relationship with natural world. Below is a list of philosophers that you can look up for more information. Nature or nurture? Steiner developed nature theory of learning. Steiner wanted to focus on individuality of growing children. He believed that every child has their own educational system. They all have their own potentiality, sleeping inside ourselves. Waldorf education does not guide them or draw them, just wake their potentiality. Steiner believed mainly nature theory of learning. At the same time, he indicated that children must be given opportunities for the experiences to develop their skills and abilities. He emphasized the importance of spiritual values and social skills. Children need to connect with the environment so that they can learn and practice the skills. That is the role of educator. And the educator's vital role is the role modeling and scaffolding a child's natural urge to explore and experiment.